Lauren says, "Hey, Robert and Austin, I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this one. I've been given a job opportunity by a friend of mine that would come with the benefit of living rent free, as well as my utilities completely being paid for. I'd be getting paid $25 an hour, which comes out to $48,000 a year before taxes. However, again, it's rent and utility free. But here's the catch. This new job opportunity is located in Crenshaw, and I don't know the area except for all the negative drawbacks that I've heard everyone say about it. I'm a female, and I'd be bringing my partner with me, so I wouldn't be alone, but my housing would be gated for some kind of safety measure, which makes me feel good, but you guys kind of can see the dilemma I'm having with the situation. It's a really great opportunity to save some money with my rent and utilities being completely free, and my good friend would also be the one training me on this new endeavor, but what would you do in my shoes? Do you take the job even though it's located in a not that great part of town and save money for future investing, or don't take it and miss out on the opportunity? The location is the only thing holding me back, and if I do take it, what game plan would you see for my investment future that I could save for? Thanks so much. Love the podcast." Ooh, what an interesting question from Lauren.
So here's my thought, and I talk about this a lot, and that is quality of life at every age is so important, and so many people don't consider it that much. And so what you're saying is to save $20,000, $25,000 a year, you're willing to live in Crenshaw in an area that could be, very run down. It could lack opportunity. It could lack the opportunity for networking for the time you're there. So for me, I would rather you work on your skill set to be able to find a higher paying job in an area where you feel safe, where your quality of life is better, and you just have a better overall situation. Now, I haven't spent time in Crenshaw. All I can do is imagine from reading about it of the troubles and issues you may have living there from a safety perspective. But in my opinion, I think it would be better to go out, find a way to make more money and not take the opportunity, because it'd be different if this opportunity was, hey, I'm going to get free room and board and utilities in a bad area, but they're going to pay me $100,000 a year. Right now, you're getting paid a menial wage, a pretty standard wage that's out there for any kind of decent job, yet still living in kind of a worse area. So for me, it's a no. I wouldn't do it just because I want you to be safe. I would look for a better opportunity elsewhere or work on my skill set, keep my expenses low, and go find it somewhere else.
I love that answer. I agree with you. Now let's pretend that she did want to go. Let's run some numbers. And again, I think that's the correct answer. Honing in your skill set, making more money in the future so you can afford to live in a better cost of living area, whatever, right? I think that's the right answer. But assuming you did go for this, we have to think about the opportunity cost of not going for it. So let's say you didn't go for it and you're working somewhere else making $48,000 a year. Assuming you can find some affordable rent for about $2,000 a month plus utilities, we're talking about $30,000 a year just in housing costs. You mentioned you'll be making $45,000 a year pre-tax. That's about $38,000 post-tax, which means 30 of your 38 grand that you would be taking home would be going to your living costs. That's obviously not sustainable. So the only way for you to not take this job is to go make twice as much money somewhere else. Like that's the only way you'll have enough margin in your budget to stay invested and to make saying no to this opportunity actually worth it. So if you can go make twice as much money somewhere else, go do it. If you did take the job, it could be a 2 or 3 year season of your life where you can probably live off of 60, maybe 70% of your monthly take-home pay, stash away the other $1,000 to $1,500 a month, which would come out to between like $12,000 to $18,000 a year, and do that for 3 years and go build your base, right? That's how you come up with, let's call it $50,000 in 3 years by doing this. If you really wanted to do this and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to do this for a couple of years. It'll be a season of my life to get my base built. Like, I'm not going to blame you. Like, everyone has to do things that make them uncomfortable to get ahead sometimes. I've done that, Robert's done that, and maybe this is that thing for you. But we would much rather see you go make $100,000 and have a normal, cost of living, live somewhere normal, feel really good, and still have the margin in your budget to invest that $500, $1,000, maybe $1,500 a month to really get that head start on your financial journey.
Yeah, and I want to add a little bit more to this. We're not saying it's easy to control what you make. Maybe you're just getting started in your journey and you're working on this new skill set and you got to start at the bottom. All of that is fine. So we're not saying there's anything wrong with making $20, $25, $30 an hour. Most of America makes that kind of money or even less. What we're saying is we want to make sure that you're understanding the opportunity cost from what Austin broke down, because it is harder to just all of a sudden make more money to live in a better area. But also you have to understand the flip side opportunity cost. Whereas if you're living in this area that is less than desirable to take this opportunity, is the opportunity cost negatively affecting your quality of life in a way where you don't make new friends, you're not networking, and you're not advancing your career so you can make more money and get out of that situation? But at the end of the day, personal finance is personal. Like we said earlier, if you feel this opportunity is right for you and you feel your quality of life and safety will be fine, then go for it. Just look at it as a season. You're learning this new thing. You're trying to get ahead. So you're taking this opportunity because of the free living expense, and just go for it. But just understand both sides. And we really appreciate the question.
100% appreciate the question. And there might be a world too, Robert, where if Lauren did take this opportunity, she might be able to save more than, call it 30 or 40% of her income. Maybe she can save 50, 60% of her income and it really move the needle for her. So just, if you're going to do it, here's my advice, right? If you're going to do it, go all in. Be as frugal as possible. Save as much of this money as you possibly can. If you're going to be living in this, situation that you hate, make sure that you are taking advantage of it every single day, week, and month. I want you to be just super, super all in on this idea of learning as much as you can, to what Robert said, so that you can take this experience and go move up elsewhere in your career from this experience. And then also be saving as much as you possibly can on the back end when it comes to your monthly expenses, because you now don't have to worry about monthly rent and utilities and things of that nature. Maybe there's a world where you don't have 50K, you have 100K at the end of this 3 years. That would be life-changing money, Lauren. So if you're going to do it, go all in and make sure you're retaining as much information about this experience as possible. So in 3 years' time, when you want to eventually move, you can take what you learned and then hopefully make, 60, 70, 80,000 living somewhere better and just rocking and rolling, growing your career and building your base even further.
I love these questions, and they're definitely getting more in depth, and I just really love digging into the intricacies of what people go through on a day-to-day basis in their lives. And I just feel so blessed that we get to have all of these incredible questions brought to us every single day and every single week. It's amazing.